Today we're talking about what's next. I want to give you guys a heads up and a rundown on what I'm planning on doing with the channel. I've been holding off making Star Citizen videos because 3.10 is just around the corner. And with it, there's a ton of flight changes, including how thrusters work, how ships behave in atmosphere, changes to weaponry, turrets, and more. It's not the first change they've made, and it certainly won't be the last, but on my side of things, where I've just gotten the Constellation Alpha set up, I want to hold off a little bit further so I can get all the control bindings set up once that patch is ready. That way I'll have a chance to get familiar with the new flight model, get used to the control bindings, and test the stick out. That way hopefully I can give the best evaluation and review. I want to look at the stick in the most optimal operating environment, and if there's something at fault, I want it to be me rather than the stick. I want to wait, so if the patch drops in the middle of my evaluation process, it's not going to disrupt how things shake down. I have been using the Alpha as part of my unconventional planet-side setup, and I've found some success and amusement, even though it's not necessarily the most optimal setup. It's also not exactly the ideal game in order to test a new joystick with. But you can definitely check out my video on should you use a joystick in PlanetSide 2 if you're interested. Lately, PlanetSide has been most of what my streams have been focused on, and it's good enough to play with friends for a couple hours a week. But once that 3.10 patch drops for Star Citizen, that's where I'm going to be. Star Citizen will be the test vehicle for the Constellation Alpha. I'll be gathering some footage and doing some streams. Another project coming up that I'm going to be working on and doing a video for is building a button box. Over the years I've gotten some requests about how to build a cockpit, and although at this point making another one from scratch isn't something I'm going to be doing, making a small button box and showing my process will help anyone who wants to make something full size, because it can be scaled up quite easily. And the button box is going to go to one of my members of my org. They've been looking for one for a while now, and since we'll be hopefully playing Star Citizen more soon, it'll be right on time. Will probably end up being a multi-video project, and I'm in the process of setting up a workspace so I can build and film the entire thing. I'm going to show some tools, some materials, and exactly what I've done in order to set up the controllers. My method's a little bit old school and doesn't involve 3D printers, so that could be a plus or a minus for you depending on how you look at things. Now, what about other content for the channel? There's only so much content you can create continually about a single cockpit. The core of my setup doesn't change all too often. And although it's designed to be modular, changing components out is a little bit time consuming because I usually have to manufacture my own custom parts in order to mount the hardware. You probably won't see a lot of individual reviews for sticks, throttles, and other gear on my channel. Although if something does end up replacing a piece of gear that I am using, then I'll be sure to give you an update and give my thoughts. That being said, I am pretty satisfied with the setup as it is right now. I'm also working on getting better lighting. Unfortunately, the pit is quite difficult to light because of its location and its size. I'm also looking at acquiring some other tools in order to create better shots. Currently I'm streaming every Monday and Friday, so don't forget to check that out. Planning on continuing to do that in the future, especially as we get into more Star Citizen. If there's something you'd like me to cover or something you think I forgot, let me know. If you're not already subscribed, make sure you do to get all the content that's going to come out on this channel. If you like what I do, please share it with your friends, give me a thumbs up, and let me know in the comments. Thanks for your support.